I'm getting ready to go on my first ride of the season. I've got my DR650 over here ready to go, and I put a big pack on it because, well, I'll tell you in a minute. I want to go, it's a ride I do, my first ride of the year, every year. I ride up this road called Bear Camp Road. It's a mountain road that's about a lane or a lane and a half paved with gravel bits. And I have to ride up a river to get to the road, and then it climbs up and over a 5,000-foot pass and over to the valley. And this time of year, it's always blocked with snow, and my understanding and expectation is it still is. So it's more like just go and see where the snow line is. And it's a beautiful ride, and I love doing it. My primary goal is I've been playing around with video, taking video and editing for a few years now. I started out with a few years ago, with 2019, I think, with an Ion bullet cam. And then it died a couple of years later, and a friend last summer gave me a Hero 2 because it was the beginning of the summer. I didn't have anything. So he just gave me an old one that he didn't want, and I used that. It worked pretty well through the summer until I had a chance to buy a GoPro Hero 10, which has been a wonderful camera. I got the media kit on it with the previous cameras. Really, the audio is no good. And so I thought one thing I want to do is have audio, and so I bought this with the media kit because it has a microphone jack as well as this external phone mic, and that worked great last year. I love this camera, and yeah, I'm very happy with it. The other thing I'm very happy with is my iPhone, what I'm filming with right now, and I'm going to continue to use it. So I did do an upgrade to the iPhone, which is I bought, where's the box? The DJI wireless mic. You can see it right here. Hopefully it's working. The other thing I got last summer was, last fall, was this Mini 2 drone. I really didn't expect to ever have a drone or fly a drone, but this was inexpensive. I bought it, and I'm very happy with it. It's been so much fun to learn to fly. It takes great video, and I love it. So there's that. So I've got now these are the two things I used last year, along with the mic and the helmet. And that was really good, the drone and this. Of course, I've got batteries with this. There's 3 batteries to keep charged with the Hero 10. There's 3 batteries with the drone to keep charged. And I haven't taken on enough trips to have to do that, but how do you do that when you're camping? You're riding on the bike, you got 3 batteries for the video cam, 3 more batteries for the drone. There's a thing. Of course, I did get a way to plug stuff into the bike while I was riding. I've got to keep the phone charged too. The bike barely kept these going enough, along with the phone charged last year, but I managed to get by, and I didn't fly the drone enough to use all the batteries. You can get a lot of footage without very much airtime, seems like, with a drone. So here's the DJI mic to go with the camera, the iPhone. And so the next thing I purchased just this year, and I've had it out, walking around with it, and I've tried out the editing software, and it's awesome, this Insta 360 X3. I'm planning to just put it on the bike, and I can, as I'm riding by, I can point it at whatever I want without having to do anything while I'm riding. So I love that concept. I've watched some stuff on YouTube and decided to go for one of these this year to up my game just a little more. So yeah, the Insta 360 along with the Insta 360 disappearing selfie stick. And then another thing dropped in my lap, and I didn't plan to do it, but I bought a second drone. I bought a Skydio 2. It's big. It's a giant drone if I were to compare the two. Look at that. It's really designed for following behind you, but it's got these huge batteries, and 3 of them. Again, how do I keep those charged? They take quite a long time to charge up. I wouldn't normally take 2 drones on a ride, but I'm going to do that today. Along with this Skydio, I got a beacon because they follow better with a beacon. This year I bought a mount for it because it needs to be able to be out where it can have a good connection to the drone. But it's supposed to be mounted on a handlebar. I have 0 real estate on my handlebar on the Suzuki DR650. None whatsoever, so I have no idea what I'm going to do there. So I got all this stuff and all this and all this and all that. And oh, I'm riding by myself, so I have a Garmin InReach. And I just got that, and I want to test that out today. I don't know how it's supposed to be mounted. It doesn't have a way to mount on anything. And it's supposed to be out where it can see the sky, but I don't know how. Maybe I'll have to velcro it onto something. I'm not sure. But I'm going to take it and see. Maybe it'll work in my pocket. I don't know. I'm going to test that out today, I hope. And I've got all these GoPro mounts because I don't know what kind of adapters between the 2 cameras on that I'm going to have running at the same time. When you're flying the SD2, it's good to have one of the ways to control it is the phone paired with the beacon. It's supposed to work better that way, and you can monitor what the drone is doing through the phone. So I've got a mount on the bike, a RAM mount already for the phone. That works great. I've used that a lot. I bought this claw mount last year, but I haven't used it. I have a feeling I'm going to need it, maybe to mount the 360. So we'll see if that helps me out. And then I've got a monopod. Someone uses that on YouTube. I got a selfie stick. I don't know if I'm taking these today. Depends on how I go with all this mounting stuff. And I'm hoping by the time I finish mounting all this stuff, there's going to be enough time to actually go on this ride because it's quite a long way to get up the river and then up the mountain. And I have this other mount that came for mounting the Mini 2 controller, which I'm not going to do because I don't plan to use the Mini 2 while I'm riding. That's what the SD2, the Skydio drone is for, to follow you while I'm riding. So, but this could mount a camera somewhere, I'm not sure. And then this is last year, I bought a chin mount for the GoPro, and instead of gluing it to my helmet permanently, I put Velcro on both sides, and I Velcro it on so I can take it off the helmet anytime. I added the microphone. This setup works great. I've used it enough to know that I really like it. So that's it. That's all the stuff. I mean, look at it all. How am I going to keep up with all that stuff? And knowing how to use it all together, I'm not sure if I'm even capable of doing that. And the reason, it looks like somebody's behind the camera, but I got a gimbal this year, Insta 360 gimbal for my iPhone so I could do stuff like this. And the phone is tracking me through the Insta 360 app. And I can move around. I've chosen this type of equipment, not necessarily the Skydio, but just from watching a lot of people. I follow some people on YouTube who do motorcycle travel videos, and this is what I kind of concluded based on my watching other people. I don't know how people do these multi-day trips, keep all the batteries charged, keep all the video downloaded. Yeah, with that, I'm going to figure it all out, and then I'm going to take it all for a test ride and maybe use all of it. We'll see how that goes.